All right, let's jump right in. We're going to talk about how a very specific kind of AI is completely changing the game for quality assurance in the pharmaceutical world. We're talking about making things faster, safer, and a whole lot more efficient. Let's see how it works. First up, let's talk about a massive headache that every single pharmaceutical company deals with: the sheer volume of paperwork. I mean, we're talking about a literal mountain of standard operating procedures, SOPs, validation reports, and regulatory files. They're all absolutely essential for compliance, but man, they are a nightmare to manage. And just think about that for a second. When something critical goes wrong on the manufacturing line, your team doesn't have time to go digging through thousands of documents. They need the right answer from the right source, and they need it immediately. Doing this by hand isn't just slow, it's risky. And that's exactly where the need for some smart automation becomes so clear. So what if you could give your team a kind of super-powered research assistant? One that's already read, understood, and basically memorized every single internal document your company has and can spit out sourced answers in seconds. Well, that's exactly the promise of this new AI methodology. It's called RAG, which stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation. Now, the most important thing to get here is that this AI does not search the open internet. Nope. It relies only on your company's private, trusted, and up-to-date documents. That's its single source of truth. And that distinction is what makes it so incredibly powerful and safe for a regulated industry like pharma. The way it works is actually pretty simple. First, when you ask a question, it retrieves the most relevant little snippets of information from all of your internal documents. Then, it uses only that specific verified information to generate a precise, easy-to-read answer. It's like it finds the needle in the haystack for you and then tells you exactly what that needle means. Okay, so that's the theory. But what does this actually look like in the real world? Let's imagine a quality assurance professional having a pretty typical day. So a question like this pops up. It's urgent. The answer has to be 100% correct. But instead of a frantic, stressful manual search, the user just asks the system. And boom, in seconds, the system gives a perfect answer. It's direct, it's actionable, and this is the crucial part, it tells you the exact source, right down to the page number. For audits, for compliance, for just getting work done, this kind of verifiable, instant accuracy is a total game changer. But RAG does more than just answer questions. It helps solve one of the most time-consuming tasks in QA, writing and updating SOPs. You know that dreaded blank page problem? It's gone. You can give the AI the key points, and it'll generate a structured first draft for you, in the exact format your company uses. And the impact here is just massive. Studies are showing that preparing these critical documents can be up to 5 times faster. I mean, think about that. A task that used to take a full day can now be drafted in less than a couple of hours. That's a huge leap in productivity, and it frees up your experts to focus on the science, not the formatting. So what you end up with is this incredible package. You get speed, but you also get reliability, because every single answer is tied directly to your own verified documents. This means it avoids those weird, made-up answers or hallucinations that you sometimes see in public AI models. And, most importantly, you have full control over your data. Which brings us to the conditions for trust. Right, because for any of this to actually work in the pharmaceutical world, 2 words are completely non-negotiable: security and control. These are the absolute bedrock for building trust in a system like this. And this is a big one. A RAG system can be set up on-premise, which just means it runs entirely inside your own company's secure network. Your sensitive IP, your formulas, your procedures, none of it ever leaves your control. This guarantees total data protection. It's your data in your environment, period. It's also really important to be clear about the roles here. This technology is a partner. It is not a replacement. The AI is fantastic at the repetitive stuff: drafting, summarizing, formatting. This frees up your human experts to focus on their most valuable work, ensuring accuracy, validating compliance, and giving that final critical sign-off. Look, the AI gives you an incredibly powerful starting point, but the final authority always has to be a human expert. This human-in-the-loop approach is non-negotiable. You're combining the speed of the machine with the irreplaceable judgment and experience of your people. In the end, validation always requires human control. So the real takeaway here isn't just about some cool new technology. It's about a whole new way of working. It's about taking your most valuable, knowledgeable people and just getting the tedious roadblocks out of their way. It's about supercharging their abilities so they can focus on what really matters, quality and safety. So the real question is, how much more could your experts achieve if they had the right answers right when they needed them?